Hello, Materialize Impact. Amber McDaniel here, and I am here with one of our team members and also one of our CEOFlo students, Tamie Keyton. You guys have probably seen her pop up in the news feed a little bit in our group, and we're just so excited to have her a part of the team. And today we're going to be interviewing her. I will be interviewing her. I'm so honored. Of her story and her journey from beginning to now of her CEOFlo journey. So Tamie, I just want you to share a little bit, just a little snippet about yourself and who you are.
Well, everybody, my name is Tamie Keyton. I live in the Atlanta area. Let's see, how can I say this? How I got into CEOFlo. So,
well, what was your situation that led you to believe that CEOFlo may have even been what you needed at the time?
Okay, so I was really, I was stuck, and I really didn't know how to, get things started. I was that woman who would sit by the window and just look out the window and like, wow, is this what my life is going to be? Is this how it's going to be? Yeah. And so, yeah, that's where the beginning, that's the beginning.
I remember when we first started talking, there was just so much stirring within you and so much fire, but you had no idea what to do with it. You're like, I want to do this and I want to do this and I have this desire and I have this dream, but I need help. So, I mean, that's just what I remember from when we first started talking, and it was fun. It was so good to like get to know that about you, because there's so many women who are feeling that, even myself, before I went through CEOFlo. So what were your biggest fears and obstacles that were keeping you from success at that time?
Well, it was me. It was the self-talk. It was, Tamie, you're not smart enough. You're not going to be able to pull this off. It was the thoughts in my head that I believed that I could not move forward. So I was just stuck in that, and I just didn't. I wanted to believe that I could do these things, that I could be successful, but how? How is this going to happen? Mm-hmm. And so that was extremely hard for me.
Yeah. Well, because you're just so much energy and a ball of just goodness, and you're like,
yeah,
I can't do any, like, what do I do with all of this?
Right.
So
yeah.
What exactly, when you say that you wanted to achieve these things, like just give us some of the ideas of what were the things that you were dreaming about that you didn't know what to do with?
I had always thought of designing t-shirts. I'm really good at creating, I believe. And even my Facebook posts, I mean, if you look at my Facebook posts, I'm really meticulous about what I post and how it looks. And I'm really creative that way. So I wanted to put my energy into designing t-shirts or designing something and selling it,
Yeah.
And I just felt like I just could not do it.
Yeah. What about your book?
Since CEOFlo, let me tell you, really, for real, what I've learned so much about CEOFlo is being still and really listening to the Holy Spirit and how I'm being guided and what he's telling me to do. I have come a long way in that. That's something that I tried to do, and I just couldn't be still. I mean, I would sit there and I would close my eyes trying to be be still, and then my eyes would pop open, and then I would just get up and just start my day or whatever. But I have really learned to be quiet, be still, consult with the Father, ask him, what do you require of me today? What do you want from me today? Instead of me making because a lot of times we make decisions
Mhm.
And then we want the Lord to bless it.
Right.
And
Conviction.
right, right. We should be quiet and we should ask him, what are you requiring of me? So when I did that, the whole book idea came to me.
Mm.
And for a long time, I've also wanted to write a book, but then that voice in my head would tell me, no, you can't do it. You're not qualified. You're not smart enough.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, since CEO Flow, I have written an ebook from beginning to end.
Yes. And you're not even done with the program yet.
No!
That blows my mind, girl. You're amazing.
Oh, let me tell you. I have so many ideas behind this ebook because once that gets out, then I'm really thinking and I'm praying about becoming like a lifestyle blogger for
Mhm.
veganism. Going out and trying different vegan restaurants and telling everybody about it. So I'm really, girl, I'm just beginning. I'm
Well, this
just
is the
getting,
first I'm hearing of it, and I think that's amazing. I've got chills. They're
that is,
multiplying.
yeah, that is something I'm praying about right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not even finished with it. And, I know I'm talking a lot, but
That's okay.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is so
So
exciting.
that's all right. Okay, so anyways, back to like before, and as you were like craving and all of that is, all of these things. I have a little one. I think she just fell and she's crying. So I'll
Oh,
ask a question and then I'll call her in here. But
yeah.
so what exactly were you craving on a deeper level that you're now finding out that you've gone through CEOFlo, that you were in the program? What were you craving that you have now been able to fulfill and satisfy that craving? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Let's see, what was I craving? I was craving to get my hands dirty. I wanted not get my hands dirty, but I wanted to work with my hands. And
Yeah.
I wanted to inspire people.
Hmm.
Um, and if you look on my Facebook, let me see. I think I still have it there, but it says inspire. And that's something that I've always I believe I'm a huge inspiration to people.
You are.
Even through my posts, I believe
Yes.
I inspire people. And so now I am more hands-on with that.
Mhm.
And I get to love on people. I
Yeah.
get to welcome people in. I'm telling you about my story, so I hope that inspires you.
Mhm.
So that is something that that was burning on the inside of me that now I get to play out.
Yeah. And another word that comes to me is accountability, because I know that that was something that you knew that you needed, and now
Oh,
that you have had that through the coaching and the community, and
oh,
like
that's
I know
huge.
that's played a huge part in what has helped you get to where you're at.
You know what? I'm glad you said that. That is huge. Um, the sisterhood in this group, it is just so fire. It is so amazing. And I'm so thankful that I have these sisters here with me to hold me accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's something that's it's rare, that you have that. So I'm glad you said that because that is so important. Accountability.
Yeah, and something I do want to speak to is that, and Tracy has talked about it in the group, is there's so many different companies, businesses, other people who are selling programs. This is not like just a course, This is a program, and with the program, you don't just get the course, you're getting the community and
Yeah.
the coaching, and that is so powerful because so many people have bought the course and haven't been able, and Tamie, you're one of them. You have
Yeah,
bought a course and you've spent money on a
yeah,
course
absolutely.
and did not finish because you did not have that accountability. And
That
so,
is so true. And it's so important to have somebody to kind of hold your hand and help you through
yeah.
the I was talking to one of my sisters who is a part of UNcoached. I was just talking to her through Messenger the other day, and we talked about that, how,
Mhm.
you know, we're here for one another. It
Mhm.
is so important because that's a lot of the reasons why I wasn't able to finish what I started, is
Right.
because I felt like I was doing it alone.
Yeah. So tell me, how did you discover CEO Flow? Do you remember how that came up?
Okay, well, Tracy and we met on Facebook, and I think I friended her a long time ago. It's probably been about 6 years ago,
Yeah.
about 5 years ago, maybe. And I was selling a product at that time, and I friended her.
Mm.
I befriended her, and so not really having a solid friendship there, but I supported her in her business. She supported me in my business.
Mm.
And from there on, that's when she started to talk about CEO Flow. And
Mhm.
then she introduced me to you. Um, so trust me, even though we really weren't talking, I was watching.
Yeah.
I was watching her work.
Yeah.
And I really liked what I was seeing. And then when she introduced me to you, it's just, I was like, man, you know, it's something feels, it just feels right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it feels right because you're consistent, and that's a whole lot, because, you know, people will start things and quit like I
Mhm.
did. And, but it was consistent. And so that's how I was introduced to CEO Flow.
Awesome. Well, I'm just so glad I was introduced to you because
I
I just love
know.
it.
We are
Uh,
sisters. Girl.
yes, yes, girl, yes. Okay, so what were you hoping that CEO Flow would do for you?
Okay, so let me tell you. Like I said, I was stuck. And I remember, I don't know if it was a message or something that I saw on Facebook about, it said in 4 months, you know, your life could change.
Hmm.
And I had that fire in me, and I've always worked on myself. I always wanted to improve.
Hmm.
And I said 4 months. I shook my head. I was like, this cannot be real, you know, 4 months. And so after talking to you, I got into the program, and let me tell you, in 4 months, I started to write. I just started to turn my mess into a message.
Hmm.
And I started being quiet. I
Hmm.
did the work. And, oh my goodness. Oh my, I
Yes.
can't believe it. I
So what
cannot,
so what were your apprehensions? Like what was it that you were like, I don't know.
because, you know, I had tried so many things before, and it just didn't work out, you know, because I've tried programs, and it really never focused on you. It focused on everything else except the person that, you know, on you,
Hmm.
and on the inside work, you know, like really digging deep.
Right.
And so I was apprehensive about that. I had to learn, you know, being in the program, to trust it, and just to be open and to be transparent and to do the work. And it's changed my life. It is changing my life. And I'm not even done with it yet. It is
Yeah.
absolutely changing my life. But yeah, of course, I think that's natural, you know, with anything, when you're investing in something. Well, with me, I'm not gonna say a lot of people, but I always put a guard up. I'm always on guard. I'm always like, could this really work? Questioning it, which is something that I've changed too.
Yeah, and well, that goes for even just Tracy and I too. Like there are apprehensions that we have because we have invested in things that have not panned out to be the way that they said that they would be. And we've been disappointed and we've been let down and we're like, oh, like here we've made this $1,000+ investment or however many thousands of dollars, and we're like, where is what was promised to us? So do you believe that what was promised to you, you got?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, me too. I'm a graduate student, and I honestly didn't even know what to expect when I started working with Tracy and doing the CEO flow thing. And my mind was blown too. I was like,
it is so worth it on so many levels because you don't realize all the layers that are being peeled back. You don't even realize that you have all of that on the inside of you.
Yeah.
You don't. And then doing that inside work, it's deep, y'all. It is so deep. Don't just live for the surface level. Dig deep. I just didn't know I had it in me.
What would you say to the woman who's listening and is super scared of going deep? Because I know that that's something that you were a little apprehensive of too in the beginning. So what would you say to her?
I would say, girl, jump.
Yeah.
Put your blinders on. Get in there. We will help you. We will hold you accountable. You are not in this alone. Let's do this together. Push forward. Lean in. Tap in. I mean, it will change your life. It will change your life. So
do a little bit like, do you love yourself more today than you did?
Oh, girl, look at me. Let me tell you. Being an obliger, I think I'm leaning towards something else now. I'm not much of an obliger anymore because, I used to focus on what does he need? My husband, what does my son need? What do my friends need? Always being there to, just do whatever, just
do for others before yourself.
Do for others before myself. And yesterday is funny because I was in the grocery store and I was just picking up a couple of things.
Yeah.
And usually I would pick up my husband something, well, we're out of this, so I'll get this. I did an about face. I said, no, I came in here for one thing. I came for something for me. And I went and got that and I checked out and I did not feel guilty about it. And I'm not saying not to do anything for anybody.
Right.
Put yourself first. You have to, you have to, before you can love on anybody else, you have to dig deep. You have to love yourself. And it feels so freaking good to put myself first. And even he recognizes it, because last night he was like, did you get so-and-so? And I said, no, you didn't ask me. And he said, oh.
Well, I think that I love that you said that about your husband recognizing, because what's important with that said is that without even saying anything, people around you are recognizing like, wow, there's a difference in Tamie. There's a difference in the way she carries herself and the way she goes about her day and the way she sets boundaries. So one of the things that I wanted to also ask is, I know that time comes up a lot for even yourself and for most of the women that we talk to, because they're business owners and they've got this and this going on. So actually implementing the program and sitting down to actually do the work can be a really heavy thing for them to even think about. So
Yeah.
I just wanted you to kind of speak to that, like where you were in the beginning a little bit and how you felt about that. And then how it actually ended up panning out for you.
Are you talking about time?
Yeah, like actually sitting down and doing the program, like setting the time aside to do the modules and the beauty worksheets and all of that.
Let me tell you, I'm still working on that.
That's
I'm
okay.
still, I'm still working on that. But you have to prioritize your day. You know, the way I like to get up is with spending time with the Lord and my quiet time. And that went from 10 minutes. I would set my phone timer for 10 minutes and have my quiet time. Now that has turned into almost an hour.
Wow. And how
That
does that fuel you for the rest of your day? Is it different if you compare yourself to how you went about your day before to now when you spend a whole hour? Like, what does that do for you for the day?
it just gives me this fire
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like I'm walking with the Lord. Does that make sense? Like
Oh,
I'm really, before it was like, okay, read a scripture, 2 minutes, whatever. I would give him maybe 10 minutes. Now it's like an hour and a half because my quiet time is like an hour. And then I do my scripture for about 30 minutes or so. It feels like I'm walking in him.
yeah.
I'm meditating on his word throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then that little voice tells me, okay, you need to do something with CEO Flo. Like yesterday I posted a video.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, you need to do this. I can hear him, I can hear the Holy Spirit. I can hear what he's saying to me,
Yeah.
So before it was going on my own thoughts and what I felt like I needed to do. Now is like, what do you want me to do? This is what
Right.
I'm doing because you want me to do this.
Right.
So
Right.
it just flows better.
That's so good. So
Yeah.
good. And I know too that you've also put visuals for yourself throughout the day of like reminders that, like, hey, I'm here. Because if it's
Yeah.
not right in front of you or not up on the wall or on the table, you don't see it, right? Out of sight,
Right.
out of mind kind of thing. And so that's what we have done. And you've seen it, in our coaching with any of the other women, is that we ask, just put a visual, whatever works for you to make that trigger of like, oh, I got to do CEOFlo
I, I
until it
gotta
becomes a
yeah,
habit. Yep.
yeah. I'm
So,
journaling. I'm journaling more. So that helps. Even when I get irritated about something,
mhm,
I'm like, where's my journal? I gotta write this out.
that's so good.
You gotta get it out
Did
because
you consider yourself a journaler before?
okay, I did, but not as consistent. I wasn't consistent with it.
Yeah.
And I really didn't journal like if I became upset or if I had a little bit of anxiety. I
Yeah.
didn't journal. I held that feeling on the inside, which created anxiety. So now I grab my journal whenever I'm having those feelings and it's like just write it out. Get it out. Even if it's the worst thing you can say, just
Yeah.
get it out.
Yeah. Okay. So let me see here. It says, describe your victories up to this point, which is kind of what we talked about. But like inner victories, can you speak more to the inner victories that you have had? Going through CEOFlo and being coached by the UNcoached team.
Inner. Let's see. I have more peace.
Mm-hmm.
Um I am I don't speak quickly. I'm better at listening now.
Mm.
I will give somebody time to finish and I will listen, which is something that I struggle with because before they can even, um, I'm trying to think. There are other things I just can't think right now.
Well, I will remind you of, and we don't have to go into detail, but freedom. There is a
Oh,
freedom within you because we let some people go that we've been holding on to, forgiveness and unforgiveness and that whole thing. So I know
woo.
just on a personal level is that was a really big thing for you. And it's like this big old monkey on our shoulders, and then we take it off and we're like, oh, I feel like I can fly.
I fly with that because I'm not going to go into detail, but
Yeah.
a, a couple of people, I felt like there was this weight. And sometimes, y'all, it can be your family.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
can be, you just have to give it to God. You have to
Yeah.
surrender. And that's what I've done. I just, instead of reacting, I'm just, shh.
Hmm. You're pondering and you're taking it to the Lord before you
Yeah.
let it out. And I've definitely noticed that about you. And when you show up to the calls and we talk through stuff, and that's a really big thing because I know that a lot of people have that struggle and that hurdle. So will you speak to just a little bit, and I know we're going to try to wrap this up here, but what
Yeah.
does your life look like? Like, if speak to a student that would be coming in, like, as a student, what would your day-to-day life look like? Like, would you get up and then, so just kind of walk us through your day and how that's changed and how more
So
flowy it is.
my life is flowing so much better now because when I got up before, the negative thoughts would come into my head
Mm,
immediately as soon as I woke up. And now when I wake up, the first thing I say is thank you.
mm, that's so
Thank you. And so I get up, honey, I drink my water. I either have my lime or my lemon water. And the Lord also brought to me to take saffron. Remember, we had that conversation about
good.
saffron? I went and got me some saffron, girl. And so
Awesome.
I take that and then I get my coffee and then I spend time. I have a beautiful sunroom and I go in my sunroom and I just pray and I have my quiet time.
Mhm.
And even after my quiet time, an hour has gone by. I just sit there and quiet. Sometimes I don't turn on the TV until maybe noon or 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Um, and I just sit there and quiet. It's crazy because I absolutely love that time.
Yeah.
Love
That's
it.
awesome. That's awesome.
And so then I may turn on the TV, which is something that I probably shouldn't do. And I get on my phone and I browse a little bit. And then
Or you jump onto Materialize Impact and
and then
you're
I
like,
run there.
hey, y'all.
But in my head, I'm thinking materialize impact. Okay, I need to say something. I need to,
Hmm.
speak to the people. I need to do something.
Yeah.
So just this past Thursday, was it Thursday? I forget, but I messaged people and I reached out to them. Oh, and that felt so good. And you know what? I went to the park and I did it. So that's the thing. You don't have to be tied down at home.
That's so good that that just came out of you.
You don't have to be tied down at home. I went to the park, honey,
Yep.
and I reached out to people and I had a great response. And so yeah, I do that. And of course I'm doing house stuff because I'm a stay-at-home wife. and and so I do my laundry and I, spruce up the house or whatever. But I always try to make sure that I am doing something for me.
Hmm.
That can be whether putting these eyelashes on, girl, something that makes me feel beautiful,
Yeah.
shaving my legs, doing something for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And so I always take the time out for that. And then I cook dinner and it just flows so beautifully.
Yeah. So would you say that the stuff for you that you do is also, do you also include like personal growth and like, just to move forward? Would you say that you have more of a hunger and a desire to like continue growing, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will continue to grow. That's why I'm so happy that I'm a part of CEOFlo,
Mm-hmm.
because it's an investment,
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel like this is the best investment. This
Yeah.
is the best investment, y'all. You cannot go wrong. You can't go wrong with this.
Right. Thank you for saying that because it's so true. And especially for because a lot of women are working from home now, either they're working from or they're business owners already. And a lot of the women in Materialize Impact are business women who work from home. And so how would you say that you show up differently now in business than you did before? Like what is the difference
Oh,
that you see?
well, before I was lazy. I was doing lazy work. Now it feels like quality work. I feel good. I feel good when I've done something, or if I've posted something, or if I've reached out to someone. I
Mhm.
feel good. It doesn't feel like lazy work. It feels
It doesn't feel like a chore anymore.
it
It
doesn't feel like a
feels
chore. It feel, oh, I'm sorry. I
no, go
just
ahead. Keep talking.
and I talked to you. It feels authentic. It doesn't feel fake, because before, and I know a lot of people do this in business because I've done it too.
Mm,
There was a lot of copying and pasting. It was
mm,
a lot of fake work. And so
mm.
now it feels more authentic when I reach out to somebody.
I am so glad that came, like that word authentic is what was like wanted to come out of me, but I'm just so glad that you spoke to that because I know that that is something that women are craving right now. They're craving, they know there's authenticity within them. They just don't know how to get that and put it all together in a beautiful little package of who they are and
Mm-hmm.
present that to the world. And
Yeah.
that desire and that craving has been planted in us because God put it there. You know,
Right.
He is an authentic father.
And I want to say this too, Amber, that when you're in business, everybody is trying to accomplish the same goal, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to do it how everybody else is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You can do it your own way, and it doesn't have to feel like a burden. It doesn't have to feel like you're struggling.
Mm-hmm.
You can be truly authentic in how you want to work. It doesn't have to be how the next person is doing it.
Yeah, that's so good. Comparison. I know it's something that a lot of women struggle with. I mean, we both have gone through that. And even now, as strong and like so like set in who I am and believe in who I am, I still catch myself like, oh, but she's doing it this way. Why is it working for her and not for me?
Mhm.
It's because it's not who I am. And
But
so, yeah, that's
it can work.
great.
It can work better for you
Right, right,
than the next person.
right.
It can work better for you.
Yeah,
So stop doing what everybody else is doing and do you.
that's right, right. You. It's all about you.
How
And
about you?
that's the same thing. Let me make sure here that we don't have any more. Ooh, this is a good one. How would things be different for you now if you hadn't discovered CEO Flow?
Ooh, it would be the same. It would be the same. It would be me sitting there looking out the window, just still trying to figure it out. I was
Still,
still here. And the thing is, I would get caught up, y'all. And I know we all have done it. You Google or you go on YouTube and you're like, how do I make six figures. How
Mm,
do I make $1,000 a day? We've all done it. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one.
yeah.
And I did that like a job, day in and day out, because I was trying to figure how could I make money from home, $1,000 a day, whatever it was. And it was right there in my face.
Mm,
It was right there. CEOFlo was right there.
that's so good. Thank you for sharing that, Tamie. What ripple effects do you see will be happening for you in the coming year as a result of doing this work, this hard work?
It is hard work, but it's worth it. It
Mhm.
is so worth it. So I see myself, the book is finished. And so getting that published, I see myself as a lifestyle blogger.
Ooh, so exciting.
It is. It is. I see myself talking more to people about going vegan. Because let me tell you, veganism has changed my life. It really
Right.
has. So I see myself talking to people, maybe a little small group of people. I don't know, maybe a Facebook group about going vegan.
Mhm.
And so that's what I see in the next year.
That's awesome. And I can't
Yeah,
wait to walk through that with you because, well, I'll just speak to this just for a brief moment, is that when you signed up, CEO Flow was a 4-month program, and now
yeah,
we have decided to extend it out from 6 months to a year
yeah,
because we're seeing that there's a need for continued support after you've gone through the program and you begin to apply, is that we can walk through you through the application and actually growing in, so you're not feeling like you're left out and into the wind and like, what do I do
I've
with myself
never,
now?
yeah, I've never felt that way. Thank you, Amber, for reaching out to me. Thank you, Tracy, for reaching out to me. Um, I just love the technique and the style that goes behind it
Yeah,
because y'all don't play. I mean, for real.
it's
You
true.
know, y'all do not play, but it's so worth it. It is just so worth it.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to say to anybody who's on the fence about joining CEO Flow and getting on
I,
that? Yeah.
I
Well,
would get off the fence. What you gonna do? What are you waiting for?
mm-hmm.
When you wait, you die.
Yeah.
It's time to move. We are in 2021. It doesn't matter about COVID. It doesn't matter about what your husband, your daughter, your son, your family, your neighbor. This is your life.
Yeah.
This is your life. Life is so short. You see people dying every day. You
Mm-hmm.
know, life is so short. Whatever that is on the inside of you, let's pull it out. Let's
Yeah.
put it into action.
Yeah.
Do it. So worth it.
Yeah.
I would have been still sitting at that window looking out, trying
Mm,
to figure it out.
yeah.
And now there's movement.
Mm,
I just never thought that I would accomplish the things that I have in
mm,
such a time. You
yeah.
know, I gotta say this too, Amber,
Sure.
that before about doing things your way,
Mm,
doing it your way that makes you happy.
mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. You know, just do things that make you happy. And
Mm-hmm.
there's work out there. Um, you can do any kind of work, but as long as you do it your way and you're happy,
Yeah.
that's a win-win right there.
Yeah.
You have
Joy.
to struggle. You don't have to feel that burden. You
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah. It's true. And the scripture that
And what
comes to me, sorry, the scripture that comes to me is the joy of the Lord is our strength. The
yes.
joy of the Lord. So for doing things that bring us joy, that is our strength. And
It
that's
was
what
just,
helps get us through. So
mhm.
that's beautiful. Thank you so much for your time, Tamie. I cannot wait to
Thank
hear what other people resonate with your story, with your words, with your sharing, and your journey. And I just want to invite anyone who is on here today and who has watched this interview to just comment below or reach out to Tamie or reach out to myself.
you.
Let's
Yeah.
set up a consultation and let's talk about how we can get you into CEOFlo and flowing with more of a flow through your life and your business. And you know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna keep on dancing because this is what you look like now.
Yeah.
This is what it looks like, and you got these CEOFlo. All right, Materialize Impact. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Tamie, and we'll see you all so soon.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.